Hi, this is Jeannie with Smart Owl Readers. We're going to start with Letter A Booklet. If you haven't watched the introductory video on why these booklets are done individually, please do that. So let's start. All right, I don't pay much attention to the cover because there's upper and lowercase. And like I said, these booklets are laid out so that you can use them for a 2-year-old up to somebody who's learning to write. So I don't start here. I just start with the beginning, especially for your 2-year-olds. I point to the picture, and sometimes they're going to say it if they know it. Because again, I want them reading as much of this as they can. And only when they can't do I step in. So if they know this is an apple and they say it, great. If not, I go, apple A. And I point to this. This is a letter. I tell them it's a letter and it has a name and a sound. And I will repeat that many, many times through these booklets. This is a letter, it has a name, and it has a sound. A. And then I listen for them to say it. And again, if they know it's an A and they know the sound, great. Again, it's different levels, 2-year-old to any age, actually. Alligator. A. Often with this one, beware, they might say crocodile. And if that's the case, I go, oh, they look different, and I'll pull up a picture so they can see the difference of the nose shape, etc. Because you're building vocabulary, and think about that word for a 2-year-old, 3 or 4-year-old. Some of these pictures, they may not know what they are. They may not know their name or what it's used for. So make sure you're thinking about that as you go through. Don't assume that they know what these things are. It's a vocabulary builder as well. Ant. Now I'm reading this. Again, I would be pointing for them to see if they can tell me what that is first. And if they can remember that this is an A and an A. I don't wait long because I don't want to have them, be a problem, that they, oh my goodness, I don't know this. So if they don't instantly know it pretty close, I will tell them A. Just have it be fun and light. Ambulance. A. This is a mouthful, so with a 2-year-old, you may have to just slow that down, and maybe they can't even do this. And that's okay too. You say it, ambulance. A. Astronaut. A. Often they don't know what an astronaut is. So these are learning points. Again, you can pull up your Google and show pictures of real astronauts in space, talk about it a little bit. However, you'll see some kids will be very interested in, and they'll want to talk a lot about it. I don't interrupt that because that's a learning process too, because that's what learning is being interested in the information and things around you. So I take this as a time to just have some communication with them. Axe. A. This one I have found is commonly they don't know what an axe is or have seen one used. So I'll pull up a little YouTube clip sometimes, again, as a talking point. You might be asking me why I picked the pictures I did. Believe it or not, your vowels, A, E, I, O, U, and the sound that they have, such as A, there are not a lot of simple things that have that sound, believe it or not. So you'll see that through the books. The other letters, not your vowels, the pictures are simple, and most 2-year-olds, 3-year-olds, 4-year-olds are going to know what those are. I just say that in some of these vowel books, they're a little bit tougher. Okay, you may end there with your 2-year-old. If they have seen, or you're going to start with having them see a writing prompt here. This might be they're seeing these lines in school, their top, bottom, and middle line. Here they're color coded, and this helps me when I'm teaching them to write, or actually just to see differences or where that letter sits on the lines. Again, this won't be anything important to a 2-year-old, but it may be for your 4-year-old and some 3-year-olds or 5-year-olds. So again, I go through it the same way and kind of quickly, but I want them to do it. And I'll point at first. I'll go apple, A. And if not, I feed the sound or the name of the letter. Alligator, A. Ant, A. And we go kind of at a fast clip. Ambulance, A. Little ones, I'll start to go am. See if they can do that. Length. See if they can put it together. Astronaut, A. Axe, A. Now, I may stop there. There's the beginning of learning the uppercase. Some students are going to know all their lower, or they know their upper, or it's all in different places. When I'm teaching a new child to read, the only uppercase letter I teach first is their letter of their first name, because that is the proper way to write someone's name. Is the first letter is your uppercase and the rest are lower. Otherwise, I don't introduce these until they've learned all their lowercase letters. But again, this is for you to use depending on where they're at skill-wise. So again, it's apple, A-A, alligator, A-A, ant, A-A. Now we have the uppercase on the lines. So as you can see, now we're starting at the blue line, but it's still sitting on the grass, I'll say. And I can have them trace it with their fingers. That's something I'll do. But again, it's apple, A-A, alligator, A-A, ant, A-A. And then these last 3 pages has the upper and the lower case together. And this is where learning their similarities and differences come in. In the beginning, they're not going to necessarily know how different they are, but it's a completely different symbol, as you can see, with the upper and the lower case. So it's like learning 2 separate letters, even though it's the same sound and the same name. But we go ambulance, ah, ah. And I don't have them go ah, 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 ah when they're learning, because it's not the way you learn to sound out a word. You say each sound 1 time. So that's why I actually practice with them that way, and I practice doing it in the way that you read left to right. So I don't have them move this way, and I'll have them tap. Astronaut, ah, ah. Axe, ah, ah. Now we're at the end. This will always be a cute character at the end of each of these little booklets. Good job. And it's important you really validate them because they finished a book. Maybe you do this many times. Maybe you go on to the next one and you come back to this one. You're free to do that as you see their interest and what you want them to master. Sometimes I'll stay with A for several times, and I'll just stay with A until I know that they've got that sound. And make sure you're pronouncing your A correctly. It's ah. All right, until I see you next time, have a great day. Remember, if you don't have these booklets, you get them for free. Just click below, download them. Again, you can print them if you'd like I have here, or use them digitally, whichever you prefer. Alrighty, till next video, have a super day.